some combination of the Entourage taking on some combination of the New Wave and Don Matthews here over the last several weeks. And Don Matthews drug into this whole ordeal when he came out here to address the fans and was unceremoniously informed that he was taking up the Entourage's precious time. And one thing that I have learned over the years around merciless Don Matthews is do not insult this man. And that is exactly what they did by coming out here and insinuating that Don Matthews would come out here and waste their time. I didn't see it. He was slated for an interview.
Whoa. Number one, you talk about Don Matthews, you don't insult him. The man is a walking insult. You look at this man, he's a walking embarrassment. His parents aren't proud of him. Nobody's proud of Don Matthews. Nobody likes Don Matthews. Nobody ever will. Now, having been said that, he was taking up the Entourage's time. The Entourage, as far as I'm concerned, should have interview time anytime they want it.
Oh, good grief.
I'd give it to him.
Well, that's why you don't run this place. And right now, tag in, Derek Driver and Andrew Alexander lock up, side headlock. And these teams right here hooking it up. The crowd here at the NWA Arena capacity for the 14th annual Hardcore Hell. And wait, just, I don't know if our cameras have seen this, but isn't that Aaron Lee and Chris Main in the audience?
They paid top dollar for those seats.
I'm okay. Well, I guess the stars are out here for NWA Anarchy's Hardcore Hell.
Let's just say I'm going to treat you to dinner later.
All right, now, test of strength between the Hollywood Hacksaw and Derek Driver. And now, Alexander with a handful of hair. Andrew Alexander, Mike Mosley, Mr. Black. I'm sure any two of the three would love a chance at the Wild Bunches Anarchy Tag Team Championship. And you've got the New Wave 2 times the Anarchy Tag Team Champions. They'd love to get back into the hunt for those titles.
And Greg, I mean, you know, you talk about the hunt for the titles. What about here tonight? All the title matches that we've got going on. We just saw the Young Lions Championship change hands. Andrew Pilm III winning his first singles championship. We've got the Anarchy Tag Team titles, like you mentioned, coming up here later tonight as the Wild Bunch defending against, we now know, Jeremy Vane and Orion Bishop. Title for title. The national title versus the television championship. The national champion, Universal Soldier Shadow with Jeff G. Bailey taking on the television champion, Caprice Coleman. And then in the main event, the Anarchy Heavyweight title, former champion Michael Judas taking on the current champion, Shadow Jackson.
All right, now, Don Matthews locks up with the marquee, Mike Mosley. Mosley very rarely finds himself in a position where he is the smaller man in a confrontation. But I think you hit the wording right on the button when you said Don Matthews, nothing but a big bull in that ring. And that is definitely true. Don Matthews, among the largest and toughest men in NWA Anarchy, and doesn't have too bad of a technical wrestling background on top of that, although he would just as soon punch you in the face.
Well, you know, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that would just as soon punch Don Matthews in the face. I mean, the man smells. The man, you know, he is the only person I've ever met that has his own locker room here in NWA Anarchy because the other wrestlers requested it.
Oh, good grief. 3 elbows dropped by Matthews, cover and a kick out. And now Mosley goes to the eyes, tag to the Hollywood Hacksaw, Andrew Alexander. Another nice arm drag out of Don Matthews. Don Matthews has that reputation for being a brawler, for being nothing more than a fighter. Don Matthews has been in the sport of professional wrestling for some years, and he is rather knowledgeable about holds and maneuvers. And we see a few of them right there. Now Derek Driver, the right hand and the momentum, carrying Andrew Alexander all the way to the arena floor.
And Derek Driver not waiting for him to come back in. Just, you know, illegal moves there. Should have given the man, should have given him, gone back to a neutral corner, gave him plenty of time to get in. But once again, the New Wave not playing by the rules.
Oh, good grief. Scoop and a slam. Tag in. Mr. Black now comes in the ring, measures his man, looking for a big knee drop, and gets none of it. And now Derek Driver trying to fight his way through Mr. Black to get to his corner. The big man, the head of security for the Entourage, is staggered. Derek Driver gets caught by the hair of the head by Alexander and ends up eating a boot from Mr. Black.
Greg Hunter, you talked about Don Matthews being a brawler, but later on here tonight, we are going to see one of the Anarchy original brawls. We usually call it an Anarchy rules match. It is now known as a compound death match, as Sean Tempers with the Reverend Dan Wilson taking on Tank later on here tonight.
In what could very well be the final implosion of the Devil's Rejects right here tonight. Derek Driver hung up on that second rope. The marquee Mike Mosley going after him. Now using that top rope for leverage. Stephen Walters trying to get over there to break things up.
Greg Hunter, I mean, this is your your sixth Hardcore Hell. This is your sixth one. Think about this for a second. Have you ever seen a card as stacked as the one we have here tonight? I mean, one thing I failed to mention here, you know, you talk about brawlers. One of the most infamous brawlers in the history of wrestling, a man who they say revolutionized hardcore wrestling, is here tonight. New Jack. We are going to see New Jack here at Hardcore Hell.
New Jack, the original gangsta, in action later on tonight. We will see Ace Rockwell go one-on-one with Truett Fields later on tonight. Right now, Mike Mosley in control, delivering a couple of clotheslines to the back of the skull of Derek Driver. Cover now, hook of the leg, and only a 2 count, says referee Brent Wiley. And now, tag, Mr. Black brings his way back into the ring, and a clubbing forearm across the back of Derek Driver, 2-time former Anarchy Tag Team Champion.
The crowd here, you know they're going to be behind the New Wave, because the New Wave panders to these disgusting cretins of people here in Cornelia, Georgia. You know, I will give the New Wave credit. They're great athletes. You know, and I don't know why they socialize with a guy like Don Matthews, because the New Wave, they seem like maybe they're clean with the exception of Derek Driver's greasy hair, but they allow themselves to be bathed in the uncleanfulness of this Cornelia crowd.
Right now. Oh, wait a minute. Small package. 1, 2. Derek Driver trying to find a way out here. Driver blocks the hip lock. Backslide. 2. And again, a 2 count. Driver needs a tag. Right now, looking for a crucifix. He gets caught into the fireman's carry position and brought down with a backbreaker by the Hollywood Hacksaw. Cover, and again, a 2 count.
And right there, I mean, one thing, you know, that I've liked about Andrew Alexander as of late is the aggressiveness that he has, just driving that forearm right into the jaw when he goes for that pin. That right there, I mean, that just adds that extra amount of pain and also, you know, kind of, you know, humiliation.
All right, now, chin lock applied by the marquee Mike Mosley. Knee to the spine. The Entourage has done a very good job of changing the pace throughout this contest. Mosley, the more methodical. Andrew Alexander, who can go at a faster pace. Mr. Black, the power game, and they have been varying the approach as the match continues. Mosley, big clothesline, and down goes Derek Driver, hook of a leg, and again a 2 count.
And did you see what Mike Mosley did right there? Instead of lateral pressing him where he was, he switched his position to where he would actually be closer to his corner to cut that ring off.
Double team inbound from the Entourage. Right now, Don Matthews or Stephen Walters, either one, would be an ideal choice for a tag. Cover 2. A lateral press, somewhat arrogant, out of Andrew Alexander, who took a little bit of time to say next tag team champion.
Oh, shut up for a second. We're getting ready to walk the red carpet. Just stomping it out there. Greg Hunter, have you ever walked a red carpet and felt that important? That's for VIPs only.
I can safely say I've never felt as important as Andrew Alexander. Cover and only a 2 count.
You know what? I'm going to go on vacation pretty soon, and I'm going to invite Andrew Alexander to join you back up here in the booth, and I'll make sure he knows everything you said bad about him.
Oh, good grief. Right now, back to the fireman's carry. Nice counter into the DDT by Derek Driver.
But positioning is everything, Greg Hunter. Look where Derek Driver is. He's closer to the opposite corner, and Andrew Alexander has formed a wedge between him and his partners.
Andrew Alexander, right now, probably got a skull full of cobwebs, courtesy of that DDT. And now Derek Driver crawling, trying to get the tag. Andrew Alexander looking for one himself. Alexander grabs Driver. Driver back elbow tag, and it comes the big man from Hart County, Georgia. Don Matthews, chops and right hands for everybody. Matthews has his man cinched up. Nice fall away slam. Ducks the clothesline, BFK out of merciless Don Matthews. And now Matthews sets up. There's the lariat, and both men crash out to the arena floor.
And a tag, Greg Hunter. Stephen Walters did make the tag. Don't know if you caught that or not.
Walters, nice flying crossbody block, and only a 2 count.
Only a 2 count. Now we got Don Matthews and Mr. Black going at it on the floor here. Mike Mosley and Derek Driver both trying to collect their thoughts, or trying to collect their heads on their corners.
Nice counter there for the pile driver. Double lung blower out of the New Wave.
And right now, Brent Wiley trying to get Derek Driver out of the ring. Counts at 2.
Matthews and Black still fighting it out here on the floor.
Now the referee, Brent Wiley, needs to get one of the New Wave out of the ring, and preferably Derek Driver, since he's not the legal man.
And now, the New Wave setting him up, perhaps looking for that double somersault, version of the Uranagi, but that gets stopped by Mike Mosley. Derek Driver sent out to the arena floor, and now looking for the Midsummer's Night Scream is Mosley and Zaguri. Mosley gets his lights dimmed. Alexander gets caught. And now the New Wave looking for the unskinny bop. Mr. Black catches Derek Driver, a rake in the eyes. Matthews.
Oh, did you see that big headbutt?
Matthews trying to get Mr. Black down, but the headbutt and a pile driver. Good grief, cover 2, and that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the Entourage.
And the Entourage here at Hardcore Hell pick up a rather impressive 6-man victory.